Welcome to Let's Power Automate all your D365 and M365 documents with dox42. My name is Pulsinger, I'm Senior Technical Evangelist, and together with dox42 CEO Christian Bauer, we've prepared a lot of powerful content for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Bauer, I'm CEO of dox42 and welcome to our session.
So what can you expect of the next 30 minutes? First up will be Christian, and he will introduce you to the power of document automation. He will tell you why do you need it, what are the challenges and what problems it will help you solve on a daily basis. Afterwards, you will get a preview of our dox42 Power Automate Premium Connector. Yes, exactly this one, up here. Just for you to know, at the time of recording, the connector was still in preview mode, but it will be released shortly. During that part of the video, we're gonna see a lot of live demos. We're gonna see how we generate documents with the dox42 Premium Connector with data from Dataverse and from SharePoint. We're also gonna see a scenario using Power Apps. Afterwards, you will get to hear how dox42 customers around the globe are using our tool for the document generation. And then in the end, there will be enough time for questions and answers so we can answer all your burning questions. But there's one more thing before I forget. See the Lego set over there? You can win it. It can be yours. All you need to do is follow that QR code up here. Pay very close attention to what we're showing you during the session, answer the questions, and with a little bit of luck, it will be delivered right to your doorstep. But so much for now. Christian, now it's your turn.
So why is document automation essential on the Dynamics 365 platform? Every company, every organization is creating tons of contracts, of presentations, of offers, of any kind of document every single day. And many of these documents require quite a bit of complexity. Require to integrate text modules or conditions, a dynamic hyperlink, including images, maybe a barcode. And all this is not easily doable using the standard tools. Of course, you can resort to programming, yes. Having a developer doing that based on reporting services or business documents, okay, that's possible, yes, but then business users have no control about their templates anymore, apart from being a very expensive way. But business users need control about their templates, so what are they doing? They resort to copy-pasting. And copy-pasting is very error-prone, it's cumbersome, and it takes a lot of effort. And this is why introducing document automation in a company normally allows for a break-even of only 3 months. Well, that's the business perspective. Let's have a look on the technical perspective. Let's have a look what is Microsoft doing in terms of software architecture. Microsoft is splitting up its applications into smaller reusable services. Universally reusable services, like Power Automate, Dataverse. Okay? Yes, there has always been an automation capability on AX, on NAV, on CRM, SharePoint of course. But Microsoft is trying to get rid of these proprietary capabilities in favor of the Power Platform because it's universally usable. It works for any system and also future systems. Okay? Another example is Microsoft Teams. You can use Microsoft Teams as a universal front door for all of these applications. And the adoption of Teams is great, for good reason. Let's compare the new and the old architecture. In an old architecture, a customer would say, I have my AX and I am running everything from there. I'm doing everything from AX, period. In a new architecture, the same customer would say, I'm using Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation for ERP, for example. But then I have my marketing department. They want to run their marketing campaigns from CE. So I have my CE. Then I have some Power Automates for automation purposes. I'm using Teams as a universal front door. Then I have documents. I want to manage them. So I'm using SharePoint for that. Maybe my OneDrive link to that, and so on. So you have a lot of applications working together. What does that mean for the standard tools? The standard tools are always an add-on to one of these applications, so they don't work with all of them. But data tends to be more distributed, okay, in all of these applications. So what you want is a universally usable service for document automation. And most of third-party tools as well are an add-on to one of these applications. Same true here, okay? And the distributed information doesn't make it much easier for copy-pasters as well. So what you really want is a universal service for document automation that connects to every system, that integrates with every system, also future systems, that allows business users to design the templates, to be in control of these documents, and being able to create quite complex documents. And that's dox42 for you. Let's see it in action.
So let's get started with the live demo part of this session. The first scenario we're going to see is a quote generation from Dynamics CRM. And we're going to get to know two options on how to do that. The first one is by using the dox42 Dynamics CRM solution. And the second one is by letting the dox42 Power Automate Connect to do all the work for you. Let's have a look. In that scenario, we're selling solar panels. We have 3 different products here. We have some information about the customer here. And of course, we have a quote ID. Now, solar panels, they're quite a complex product. And that means that also the quote is going to be quite complex. And that's why we're going to integrate also data from other sources. And in that case, it's SharePoint, because all the project members uploaded some additional information on there. So we have a folder on SharePoint with the same quote ID, like here. And here we have different documents, like here a cover letter with some pictures and the sunshine hours. We want to include that. Then we have an Excel, which is about the installation hours. It's with live data, so you can see here we have some formulas added. We have a picture of a PowerPoint we want to integrate, a connection plan, and a small incentive for marketing that should also be part of the document. Now, me as the salesperson, I have various options. The first one is I want to generate a quote. I click on the dox42 pop-up. I say dox42 which template it should take. I say also the format. I want a PDF. I could add some further info. And then I click on Generate. And now dox42 is using the dox42 Dynamics CRM solution. It's generating the document and it's downloading it for me in my browser. Here we have it. And we can see here it's for Adventure CO. We have a QR code, we have a logo, we have the first Word document included here. We have a product table with pictures coming from Dynamics. We have, that was our Excel actually, now as a table. We have a picture of the PowerPoint presentation as well as a Word document down below. Now, I really like the document already. I just want to change one tiny thing. So I see that there's a 20% discount added. But actually the customer has been really loyal, so I want to change that and I want to grant them 25%. And then of course I want to have an updated document. How are we going to do that? Let's have a look. So back in my quotes, I'm changing it to 25% discount. I'm saving. And now I could use once again the dox42 Dynamics CRM solution, clicking a button and saying, for example, to generate a document and send it by email, to attach it to an entity or to store it on SharePoint. However, it's already stored on SharePoint now and I didn't need to do anything. This is because the dox42 Power Automate connector has done all the magic in the background. And as soon as I changed the discount, it regenerated the document and saved it for me on SharePoint. Let's have a look. So within my SharePoint, now a new document was added, the Dataverse Flow document, about a minute ago by me, and here with some dynamic metadata. Now I'm opening the document and I can see once again it's the same quote, and if I scroll down, I can see that here we have the 25% discount added, all done automatically without me needing to do anything extra. Now let's check out that flow behind that. So here we're using data from Dataverse, it's a Dataverse flow, and we set as soon as something in the quotes table is added or modified, then the dox42 service should be called and the document should be generated and stored to SharePoint. We've also included some dynamic data coming from Dataverse. That's what's behind that flow. Now let's have a look at the second scenario. In that scenario, we actually want to generate a contract for a new employee of ours. That's Michaela Mitarbeiter, and Michaela Mitarbeiter is going to be added as a developer to our company. Now, once again, I could generate the contract directly here. I could say send it to DocuSign, for example, but I want to create a flow for that. The flow doesn't exist yet, but now we're going to set it up together using the dox42 connector. So I'm going to my flows. I already added the Dataverse connector here. I say the table name contacts, and then when something is added or modified, then I want a new step. And I want the dox42 connector. And then I need to let dox42 know what action it should perform. And to easily set that up, we have the dox42 server designer where we said, okay, generate the document and send it by email. And now all I need to do is I need to copy the link to our dox42 online server. I need to copy the performance. And now I can add some, once again, I can add some dynamic data coming from Dataverse. So for example, the contract, I want it to include the name of Michaela. Save. Now we have that flow set up and now it's time to test it. So I'm going to go down to test and I say test manually. And I'm going to my contacts and I say, Michaela, she's really a high performer. She's gonna get 8,000 euros. So now I saved this one up here. And now the flow is running, it's performing the action, and we're gonna receive an email with the contract of Michaela Mitarbeiter. Service call has been successful. So now we can see here an email, dear Michaela Mitarbeiter, here the contract Michaela. We're happy to welcome you as a developer. Here is a picture of the HR person. And then in the attachment, we have a contract document, an employment contract for Michaela Mitarbeiter. Great. And then all you've seen of that is also possible with PowerPoints and Excels. Like, for example, if I go to my opportunities, and for the opportunities, we've prepared a PowerPoint presentation, our solar panels proposal, and also here I could choose a button to generate a document. However, I could also adjust something where I could say it's a very sunny place, there is no rain, and solar power is popular in that place. So now once again, I did a change, and now once again, a Dataverse connected Power Automate flow has been triggered, the document was generated, and in that case, a PowerPoint presentation was generated and sent by email once again. And that email is not only sent to an inbox, but it's also stored on Microsoft Teams. So if we have a look in Teams, we can see your sales proposal. It was just sent to here directly using our premium connector. Great. And now we are already in the last example, because so far we've seen dox42 with Power Automate, but it also works with Power Apps. And I've prepared a Power App, once again, for employee contracts. So you could have it on your phone as well. And I could say here, for example, Johannes Linde, he's going to be part of our company. That's his phone number. He's going to be added as a sales manager, for example. That's his salary, 9,000 euros. Let's leave it okay. And I can click here on Generate Employee Contract. And now once again, the dox42 connector is taken, the document is generated, and in that scenario, it's stored once again on SharePoint. Also in that scenario, and for that, the template is taken with data only coming from SharePoint. So here we have the contract for Johannes Linde, and he is a sales manager. And if we have a look at that flow, we can see here Power Apps, it gets the items from SharePoint, and then it creates a document with data from SharePoint. So what it shows, it's really up to you which data you're using, which data sources you're using. If you're using dox42 directly, or if you're using for a Power Automate connector, dox42 can generate all your documents for you. And now one last thing for the demo is that we're going to have a look at how actually a dox42 template looks like. So we're managing our templates on SharePoint Online, and I'm going to open the template for the sales quote. And we will see, instead of like all the data we've seen before, we're going to see a lot of dox42 data fields. And behind that data fields are actually the placeholders for the data from all our sources. So if I click on one of those fields, it pops up, the dox42 data field explorer pops up on the side, and I can see exactly where that field comes from. In that case, it comes from a data source organization, and the field is called name. Here it's the quote number, and it's coming from our sales quote data source, or down below it's actually coming from a SharePoint data source. So we can see different data sources here. And then up here to design, here is my dox42 ribbon, the dox42 add-in with all the functionalities I need. Within the data map, I can add all my data sources. And we can see that we have a lot of data sources like databases, Excel, web service, SharePoint, Dynamics, of course, but also FE, FO, BC, SAP, and others. I can add them through here, and I can always, so I design the template to document here, and I can also always generate my document locally to check if it does what I want it to do. So here I can say, I want to generate the solar panels document, and now it's generating the document here locally for me, and I can have a look and compare my template versus my generated document. It's taking now the data from Dynamics and also from SharePoint, and it's including it here. So here I can view it side by side, and we can see that here this block turned into the address. Then here we have our sales quote, and here we have the Word document we integrated. We have a dynamic table here. We have some conditions, like for example, the freight is not shown in the generated document. This is because we said it should not be inserted when the freight amount is empty and there was no freight amount. And down below we have our picture and our last Word document. That's how a template looks like with dox42, and that's what we've used it within our demo scenario for the sales quote. So much for the live demo scenarios, but now it's time to find out how actually dox42 customers are using dox42 within their companies. So those were just a few scenarios and how you can power automate all your D365 and M365 documents using dox42. And what can you do now? You have various options, actually 4 of them. First one is that you can join the sessions in our other tracks. We also have one in the FO and in the CE track. Second option is that you can go to dox42.com/contact and ask for your free personalized demo and also a 30-day free trial. There you will also find out that we're covering much more data sources than we could mention today, like for example BC, FO, CE, SAP and many more. Next option is that you can stay for the questions and answers, which are going to start just in a second. And then the last option, the fourth one, is that you can go to the Dynamics.com page, look for the dox42 logo, click it, and you will find a page with lots of information. One more thing that you will find up there is a link. Follow that link, and this one is the one that will lead you to a chance to win this nice dox42 Lego Campervan set here. Just fill in the questions there, and with a bit of luck, you will really have it delivered to your doorstep. Good, so much from us. We really hope that you've enjoyed our session today, and we're looking forward to your questions in the questions and answers now. Thank you. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining our session and welcome to the live session. Hi Christian.
Hey, same from me. Thanks for joining the session. Welcome everyone. Yeah, Lisa and me, we are here for you and answering your questions. So just fire away in the chat, and yeah, we're waiting for your questions.
Exactly. Don't be shy and answer the questions and ask the questions. We will answer them.
That's our job to answer the questions.
Exactly. Also a hint for you, in the video we mentioned Power Automate and our Power Automate Premium connector, that it will be released shortly. Actually, it has been released already and you can try it. So you could just go to dox42.com, the contact page, and ask for a free key and also a free demo. We can deliver that to you. And then I'm also going to post the link directly to the premium connector. You can find it within Power Automate, within the connectors. So you can try it at any time. So there was just one question that has come in the meanwhile. And someone asks if you can put conditions, like for example, if we can show different images based on a field's value. Christian, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, sure, my pleasure. Yes, of course you can. You have the option to have conditions in a document. So for images, what you can do is you can use the value of a field to display an image. So dynamically load images. For example, in the quote that Lisa showed, you had product images. These images can be stored in SharePoint, can be stored in Dynamics directly, or wherever you can address them via link. So it can be a dynamic image, or you can use conditions. So if you want to display it or not. That's extremely helpful for contracts, for example. You might have a text block in a contract. This is relevant for your company car, but not everyone in your company might get a company car. So why not remove this text block based on a condition for everyone who does not get a company car? So basically, yes, and there are various options to do that, and they can be nested and can allow for quite complex constructions.
Thank you for answering that. In the meanwhile, I'm posting the premium connector link to the chat so you can all access it directly.
One more thing, Lisa mentioned that you can go to the contact page in dox42 and request. You can address us umbrella as well, of course, we're here for you, and get your individual demo. The advantage for that is that we can discuss your application scenarios. So we can tell you can tell us your application scenario. We say, I have a rough idea. I could maybe use dox42 here and there, but I'm not sure about it. We can tell you, we can share a bit of insight and consult you and say, okay, that's a good scenario, or you better don't, because it's not a document automation scenario. Use another tool because it's a Power BI scenario maybe. So this is what we can discuss with you, and also we can give a rough estimation about possible return on investments. Because normally, when you have a scenario that is good for document automation, you can often achieve a break-even time for 3 months, which is quite amazingly, but true. We have an option to calculate it. Actually, you can calculate it because there is a return on investment calculator on a website. You can find it there. So whenever you want, we can discuss that with you, and we can calculate it for you.
Exactly, yeah, and it always makes sense to get in touch with us directly because there's so many different scenarios, and our customers are really from different industries using many different data sources. Like today, what we covered, Dataverse, Dynamics, and SharePoint, but you could also be using FO, for example, or CE, where we will be having sessions tomorrow, by the way, which you can also join, or we also have customers using SAP. And of course, if you speak directly to us, we can always recommend you what is the best way to go forward, how to design your documents, and how to best integrate dox42 into your workflows. Yes.
And if you do have the scenario where you have several data sources, maybe I would like to add that you can combine them. So you can load data from SharePoint, from Dynamics, from SAP, from Salesforce, from whatever you want, and combine them in one document. And it's completely without programming.
Exactly, and I think also that's one of the main advantages of dox42, and also what this session just before us discussed, all the different data sources and like the whole Microsoft stack and which different data sources are there and available. And using dox42, you can just have one tool across the whole platform, so you can integrate really all your data and combine your data sources.
So if you're using FO, then maybe you want to watch our session. I think tomorrow is finance and operation, same time, where you can see, okay, how can I create sales invoices and other documents from and also load data from SharePoint from finance and operations. If you use CE, you might like to watch on Wednesday, where we have a special guest in the session, Keith Fowler from Fraser Yachts, and they are, I would say, a leader in the super yachting industry. So they are chartering and selling the really nice ships, these yachts, and he's showing in a live demo how they create their really nice looking documents with tremendous pictures of these wonderful yachts. In the session he will give a live demo on that. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
that's going to be a really nice one. And it's also a nice scenario because they're not only automating dox42 templates based on Word, but also they're automating templates based on PowerPoint. So with dox42, you cannot just have templates based on Word, but also based on PowerPoint and Excel. And it just shows a different scenario. Keith will show you that on Wednesday. And you can also take the chance and get question answered directly by a dox42 customer.
Yeah. Okay, I'm reading that we have just 1 minute or so to wrap up. So in case you do have any more questions, your last chance, not now, it's not your last chance. You can, as we said before, you can always go to our Umbrella pages or to the dox42 contact page or connect us via LinkedIn. Don't be shy.
Exactly. We are there for you on all the channels.
and the whole Dynamics Con, of course.
Yes.
So, Lisa, the final greeting from you.
Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget the quiz. I'm going to post the link again. Good luck for winning the Lego set. And reach out to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and have a great Dynamics Con, superheroes.
Exactly.